Alrighty, yo, what is up, Knights? Just Rick here, back with some more DFO Blitz, this time on my Hitman. Now I want to start this video by first apologizing to you guys. I was supposed to do an update video for every update that we've gotten in DFO. I was a little late on this one. In fact, I was so late that by the time I was getting ready to do it, I just figured, you know what, I'm just going to wait until this patch comes out, and it's going to be the solo Anton raid, and I'll talk about it then. But guys, we have had the Hitman and the Specialist for a couple weeks already, and a lot of us, like myself, already max level, already have our epic weapon, already have our swap sets. I'm currently working towards getting the rest of my Dusky West set here, and we're going to be jumping into the same old stuff that I like doing on my characters after I hit max level. The one thing you're going to notice about this guy, he has an epic weapon of which, and I'm just going to warn you guys right off the start because it's kind of annoying, he has an epic weapon of which only gets any kind of good benefits if you remember to cast the buff to proc the effect of it. Because what it's doing is giving me a buff, but only while I have that shadow active on me. And most of the other weapons don't actually have that limitation. It's just something you got to remember to do. And trust me, I've forgotten several times already. It's been quite embarrassing because it accounts for so much of his damage, but with the weapon at least. But that being said, guys, by and large, I'm just going to say right off the bat that Hitman is definitely my favorite of all of the agents that's been released. Now, that is not an indication of how much I like him in the grand scheme of things. I think he's all right, but definitely out of all the agents, this guy's probably one of my favorite among them. That being said, you know, I kind of gave the secret agent some shit. I didn't really give him that much shit. You guys overreacted like fuck. When I just slightly, you know, gave my opinion about the secret agent. He's like my second favorite, and then it's, you know, troubleshooter and specialists are picking up the rear. But definitely this guy is a lot of fun, and the reason I say that is he specializes in basically what he does well in terms of the gameplay. At least he has a ton of multi, as you guys can see here, and he kind of has half and half gameplay. Half of his gameplay is all about multi-hits with his submachine gun, and a lot of his skills do like these sweeping animation, conic animations where they just cover all this range. And then the other half of his skills are his sword skills, which I find to be, at least right now, some of his more damaging skills, but they're also have very quick animations. Like this one, for instance, right here. It's like a barrage attack, but it does quite a bit of damage and has some pretty good AoE. And that's what you're going to notice about this character, is that he has good AoE. Okay, for some reason you guys were fighting tooth and nail about the fact that secret agent has great AoE. Rick, what are you talking about? Well, no, this is a character who actually has good AoE. Okay, like almost all of his skills are hitting at that, you know, wide range. You know, one skill is going to be doing a lot of work, and was not able to actually kill with that, but dude, his second awakening is so dope. Yeah, a lot of his skills have AoE coverage, and you're going to be doing quite a bit of grouping potential as well with your gun skills, at least while leveling. Another thing I want to mention while leveling your Hitman is that the Hatsune Miku sub-equipment is actually a very good idea. It's something that I use while leveling, and it's really helpful and makes leveling really easy. And because he does such a lot of multi-hits on his skills, you can use low-level skills and actually use the Hatsune Miku sub-equipment to do a lot of damage. So just keep that in mind, that you know, a proc sub-equipment, even going a full proc build, wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility with this character, because like I said, he does specialize a lot in multi-hit. And so there you go. Now the cool thing about this character, boosh, look at how strong the Odachi skills are. The cool thing about this character, he doesn't really have a lot of gimmicks, okay? And this is the kind of thing that I kind of decried the secret agent for. He's just kind of straightforward. This guy is much the same, but unlike the secret agent, who I didn't find very interesting all around, I don't want to make it seem as if, okay, if your character doesn't have like this cool gimmick, he can't be fun to play, because I believe the Hitman here is somebody who's just done right. All of his skills are really fun to use. As give me a second, guys, as I disassemble with the shitty OV system. Anyway, as I was saying, guys, this guy he doesn't have anything special to his name, but I still like him a lot better than Secret Agent, and that's because I really like classes who are fast-paced and who have flashy animations. I mean, there's no other way to put it. It's exactly the same reason. In fact, he is scratching the same exact itch. I'm getting baited by the same kind of shit that I got baited for with my Mistress, which I found Mistress is not a character who has any kind of special gimmicks or anything to her, but she's still a hell of a lot of fun to play. you know, had no trouble getting her an Econ set, and that's exactly what I'm planning on doing on this character as well. So I'll make sure that he does an attack first before I go in. Yeah. Oh my god, the 2A is so dope. Dude, can I just say, I used to say that the Dark Templar's 2A was the coolest. I'm going to say that this guy's 2A is actually the best in the game. It is the most aesthetically, the sound effects, everything, the lore about it. I mean, honestly, the lore with the Dark Templar is like she turns into a, wait a second, when could she do that? How come she doesn't turn into the Knight more often? Well, this guy, he's a Hitman. And he's got his squad goals, man. His squad comes in and fucking wrecks everybody. It's dope. But anyway. Yeah, so I keep saying this guy doesn't really have anything special, but I still find him fun. He's really fluid to play. You'll notice what he specializes in is kind of, I don't want to call it a skill cancel system because it's not that, but it is a skill chain system, okay? Anytime you use a sword skill, you can chain the aftercast delay of the sword skill with the gun skill and vice versa. So that is what's going to allow you to, you know, use your gun skills right here and then transition immediately into 2A and 1A, or use your other, you know, between your sword and gun stance attacks. And there is definitely a distinction between the two. It's kind of what separates. The only thing that really can be mentioned about this character that isn't, and that you don't already see right here. He has a lot of multi-hit. He has a lot of, you know, bullet attacks. But that is his main thing. Is I guess you can alternate between sword and gun type attacks, which is pretty cool. But like I said, at the end of the day, we're just talking. It's not even skill canceling, honestly. It's all it is chaining, you know, ability to chain different skills more smoothly than, you know, just casting them and then waiting for a slight amount of aftercast delay and then casting them again. So I'm gonna, you know, slide into those DMs and then go into 2A, and dude, he's already dead. I'm doing a lot of damage already, guys. So now the one thing, and we're gonna talk about this in the podcast, so I'm not gonna harp on it here, but the problem I really have with this character is what his identity is in the end game, in his party setting, right? His identity is a little weird. What he has is this buff right here, which is the battle command, and what it does is give a party buff. It's kind of like an arbitrarily given skill damage for the whole party, and that's it. That's all he really gives. And because of that, they've kind of, Neopol's answer to that, their solution is to kind of neuter his damage because of it, because of how good party synergy is. And it doesn't seem like it fits at all with this character, because nothing about this character screams anything to do with support, aside from the fact that he's a hitman and he's got squad goals, aside from that. But every one of his other skills do damage, and it just doesn't seem like it matches the aesthetic with this character at all. He doesn't really provide any support. He just has a lot of multi-hit, and quite frankly, he just does damage. But for some reason, Neopol's their whole mindset about the synergy has kind of ruined this character, his whole like play style, because yes, definitely everybody's gonna mention, yeah, secret agent's the strongest agent, he's high tier deeps and all of that, and this guy is nowhere near that. But like I said before, it's not anything that I care about too much. If I really like a character, I'm gonna gear him out despite whatever damage he does. But it's just something to mention. It's just kind of like a blemish on this character that you just know right off the bat that this character is not going to be nearly as strong as somebody else, despite you gearing him out, just because of the sole fact that he has one arbitrarily given synergy skill with the battle commander. So it's a little bit off-putting, but at the same time, like I said, if you really like the character, that should be the only criteria for you playing it. So right there, I just changed really fluidly into the First Awakening, which is just kind of like a sword barrage type skill. Nothing too fancy. But guys, that was a pretty quick run and rerun. We're going to go ahead and jump into, you know, there honestly is no reason for me to jump into farming Pandemonium Rift, but I'm going to do it anyway just because I've had events. I got the Great Glory Bracelet, I got the Dusky West Ring, that one actually dropped, and then I got Shape of Avarice that I'm going to be wearing here. I'm wearing the Agent Pocket Watch. It's actually a pretty decent sub-equipment, so I'm wearing that, but Yeah, I'm ready for this. Yo, by the way, from the honey time pot, I actually opened one of the honey time pots for the Valor equipment. Look at what earring it gave me. Double all elemental damage, yo. I got lucky as shit. Alrighty, guys, I decided, you know, I don't really know what I'm doing in here, but let's just go ahead and go to a bloody lane for a little bit, because Terranium is always good to farm, despite, even if you're going to be using any of it or not, because you can always sell Terranium, which is always nice. Problem is that bloody lane is pretty weak, but anyway, yeah, you're going to see this guy has some pretty good AoE on a lot of his attacks, which is obviously what I was saying earlier. Like, this move right here is pretty awesome. Just a wider range. Even the barrage slash right here, which is probably like a low-level skill, seems to be doing a lot of attack. The build drill, as it's called, it's doing quite a bit of damage. And you're going to notice while leveling this concentrated fire, I still have it on my hotkey bar just because it has some very good grouping potential despite it being pretty low level. So it like shoots in a cone area, but then also drags them to where you're shooting, like in a straight line like that, and then you can just follow up with any of your sword skills or whatever you got. So, and the barrage attack, one of the best barrage attacks I've seen on any class. I remember the one that I had on my Vanguard. He has a very similar barrage type attack, but that one is just like lame, doesn't have very much range, and quite frankly just not very fun to use. This one's a lot faster, seems to do more damage, and has more range. It just seems better overall, and that goes with a lot of his skills. I don't mind using any of them, which is not the same that I can say about a lot of the other classes for the agent class. There's a lot of classes, like for instance on the specialist, that I remember using them, and it was almost like a hassle to use them. Like, yes, I have to use it because it does damage, and I need to, you know, be able to kill enemies. But at the same time, it was almost like they had long animations. They weren't very fun to use. They didn't look very good, and quite frankly, didn't have the AOE to warrant the long, you know, sometimes long aftercast delay or whatever the case may be. But this guy, I have no problem using any of his skills. Even the one, sadly you can't cancel any of them, but that one that I just used right there, you can actually jump cancel them. But that being said, a lot of his skills also don't need to be canceled. So there's the barrage skill again, really liking that. Usually I don't like that type of skill. You just use 1A. Man, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good 1A too. As you can see, I've already got the crafted proc effects on him, on his weapon, and so that is actually going to be doing a lot of damage, especially for this kind of content. You can expect to see a lot of damage there. Honestly, I did not have enough carbonic crystals. I need 150 to be able to craft everything that you can craft on an epic weapon, and it just goes to show, if you're given an epic weapon from the start like that, you're not going to be able to craft everything out of it. I only had about 110 or something like that before I hit max level, so just keep that in mind, that carbonic crystals are going to be the one limiting factor for you if you're crafting epics and you're doing it kind of cheaply like we've been given from the event. So, but yeah, guys, I just want to also just mention, you know, in the secret agent video, I was not very harsh on the class. Honestly, I didn't say even all that much to it, but it sounds like we've got a lot of fanboys for the secret agent. You know, I got the same kind of reaction that I usually get when I shit talk Azura, I guess. It's half in joking, half in earnest. I mean, honestly, like I said, the secret agent is not a bad character. I don't mind him. He's the second best character out of the agents, I believe, but I just like this character a lot better. Look at his smooth gameplay. I really like you know, his wider AoE, his multi-hit, really it's the skills, and that's what it kind of boils down to. There's a lot of skills on the secret agent that you use and you just don't like using them, right? You just like the target detection, right? The target detection is a move that literally is like, why even does the skill exist at this point? Why does the skill, who uses the skill? And there is some uses, like maybe you use it to jump to the boss itself, but it's just like, this shit sucks, man. Niche ass use, and that goes with a lot of skills on a lot of the other classes. Although I will admit, Troubleshooter, I didn't have problems with skills I didn't like, but he's also just not the type of character I like. Same with Specialist. So if you're just a holder type character, like what I feel like the Specialist is right now, you know, and with a gimmick in and of itself, I don't think it's very, I don't know. It's realized. It's just not very. I don't know. I don't want to talk about that guy right now, but you know, I just didn't like a lot of his skills, and that's what it boils down to. What, can I hit this guy without him running away? I don't think I can, actually. I could have hit him with this grab right here, which would have actually kept him in place. Maybe, but fuck it. Just use the 1A. That will reach. And just the slashing moves. I'm still kind of messing around with this guy's build. I don't know. Honestly, I'm very disappointed in the gun skills. I used the gun skills while I was leveling pretty much to the max level. And now I'm noticing that the Odachi skills are really doing a lot more work for me. They have more AoE and they, quite frankly, just do more damage in less amount of time. I'm kind of using both the Overwatch and the Concentrated Fire for like grouping potential, like this right here. And then, you know, I have one of my gun skills, so the kind of charge crash move, I'm using that as a the surprise attack is what it's called. Using that as my one gun skill that does quite a bit of damage. But and I guess that one right there does a ton of tactical offensive. It's kind of like a combination one right there. But yeah, guys, this guy's fun. This guy's fun, and I think while I was leveling him and while we were on the stream, I think a lot of people share my sentiment about that. They say, you know what, this guy's more fun than Secret Agent. At least to play. Who's gonna say whether or not you're gonna actually play it? Like I said, this doesn't automatically mean I'm gonna gear this guy out. But from what I'm getting already, my impressions on the class, I do feel like I probably am gonna get this guy in an Econ set after I'm done farming my legendary set. Get him in an Econ real quick, and probably leave him there. You know, there's so many characters I have that have to go through the effort of trying to get, you know, their Econ set / epic sets. It's just like this guy's, I would say he's like maybe top 12 character on my account, but at the same time, dude, that's really pushing it. I got a lot of characters I really like in this game, and Agent's just not a character I would even consider. I'm surprised I care as much as I do about this character, because, you know, guns and swords are not really for me. But that being said, I do enjoy this guy. Definitely quite a bit more than the Secret Agent, although don't take it the wrong way. You guys got really butthurt last time. Don't take it the wrong way. Secret Agent, second best. Not saying very much because this is the worst class in the game. But but you know what? This guy's pretty awesome. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. There was a little bit of Secret Agent. I didn't kill. That's supposed to be how I end this video. Yeah, thank you for dying. That was a little bit of Secret Agent. There's a lot of flashy gun moves and sword moves, but what about what say you guys? Since I wasn't so harsh, you guys are gonna probably back me up on this one a little bit more than for the Secret Agent. But what do you guys say? You guys like Secret Agent more than this guy still? You guys like this guy more? I think for the people who like those types of playstyle, it's gonna be between those two. Really, the troubleshooter and the specialist, they're in a league of their own, different from this. Which one do you guys like better? Personally, for my buck, for my dollar, I'm gonna put it on the Hitman pretty much every time. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I will catch you nights later.